documents can be found very quickly in Visual Archive. What you do is you go to Tools, Document Search, and the simplest thing I can do is just press Search, and that's going to pull up the last 30 days worth of documents. Then if I wanted to look up for a specific order, I can actually put that order ID in here. Let's say 1151 is the order I want to look for. I can click Search. Now it's going to pull up a list of all my documents for that order ID regardless of the date. And as you see here, I've got an invoice. I can double click it, and here's my invoice. I can double click my certification, and you can see that. Here's my shop order. I can double click that, and I have a shop order right here. So that's a real simple way of finding documents. Now another thing you can do is enter any of these search items. So let's say I want to look up a particular purchase order number. Let's say 2012, that's one that I use quite often. I can click search, and now it's pulling up all the documents from the last 30 days for that purchase order number. Click choose fields, and you can actually choose which columns are in the list. So let's say I want to also know the material and the process ID. I can click those two checkboxes, click OK. Now I look at my list, and off on the right side I see material and process ID. And maybe I don't want those right there, I want them over this way somewhere. I want to put those right here next to customer ID. And so I can take those and I can move those into position over there. And if I close the window and go back into the window, you will see that it does remember where I had those columns. You can also resize the columns too. So next, one other thing I want to show you here is, let's take our shop order 1151 for example. I can open this and we see the 2 pages on here. Well, let's say I have something I want to add to this document. I can right click it, and I'm going to put a sheet in my scanner here, and I can say add pages, and I'm going to say append from scanner. So insert is going to put pages at the beginning of the file, append will put them at the end of the file. So I'm going to say append from scanner, and we see here as my scan window, I'm just going to press scan, and now my document is scanning through the scanner right now, and it says the pages have been added. So if I open up this shop order now, we still see our original 2 pages on here, and now if I scroll down, you'll see the 2 new pages I added. This is my CMFI monthly newsletter that I just scanned in. So that's a nice way to add pages to documents that are already in your database. And another thing you can do, if you do have a document in here that you didn't want to put in here, maybe you messed something up that accidentally put it in that shouldn't have been in there, you can right click any of these documents and you can say delete document, and it just you get a message box letting you know that this is a permanent action. It's not something you can go into your recycle bin to retrieve. One final way of refining your list is to right click any of these columns, any one of these fields, and you can select filter by selection. So now if I click that, I'm only looking at order attachments. Or I can remove that filter. Say I want to search for all my documents from the last couple of years. I can click search, and if I'm only looking for, let's say, the John Smith Company, I can right click the John Smith Company and say filter by selection, and now I'm only looking at documents for the John Smith Company. Same thing with sorting. Let's say I want to sort by the order ID. I can say sort ascending, and now I have all my documents here sorted in ascending order for the order ID.